Corner. I got Rich PIANA back. You people have all asked for it.
What's up?
And we got a new set.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's really nice
and I like these chairs. You got armrests for me. And
I even got chairs.
I actually fit in the chair. It's perfect.
I know.
How'd you know my size?
I took measurements last time.
Because your size is my size.
There you go. I wanted to talk a little bit. You know, we've had you on so many times, and people always ask, get rich, get rich, get rich. Well, I am rich. No.
Yeah.
It's not getting rich. You're a busy guy.
Yeah, I've became super busy.
Yeah.
When we first started doing these videos, I wasn't as busy as I am now.
That's right.
But you're a busy guy too, so don't put it all on me.
No, but you have to understand, and you have to understand, you're not always in town.
Yeah.
You're out of town a lot.
A lot.
And you're doing a lot of tours here and there. So to get you over here is not the easiest thing in the world. And I do when I can. You do when you can. And then I need variety. I have to have other people too. It's not just a one-man show, which I like. But in anything you do nowadays, people want to hear from. I got to get women on here too because I haven't had any women. And women out there want to know what do women do for training. You know, because it's a whole other thing in itself. But now that you're here, I got a few things we're going to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about the Olympia because you were there.
I was there.
And you were at the expo.
Yes.
And you had a great time because I saw your photos.
Yes, I had a great time. The expo was awesome. It was packed. It's probably the busiest Olympia ever. Was it? I mean, the expo was shoulder to shoulder packed. Tons of people everywhere. It was an incredible turnout. For
those who aren't able to go to that, tell them what the expo actually is. It's a three-day event?
Yeah, it's a 2-day event. And, you know, it's something that you... Oh, wait, it's a 3-day event.
I think it's 3 days.
It's 3 days.
Yeah.
I was there, I don't even remember.
Yeah, see.
Every day was, you know...
Every day was
like
a day in
one
heaven.
long day.
Right.
No, but it's something you have to experience. If you've never been to it, you know, there's expos all over the world. You've got to go, you know, just to walk around, you know, to meet different people, you know, to talk to different people, you know, to see different people. And it's just an incredible experience. And, you know, to sit and actually talk to these people that you've never met, you've only seen in magazines and only seen on TV and so forth. It's incredible. I mean, you know, I've met just about everyone in the industry, and everyone is, you know, extremely awesome to talk to, and, you know, there's no egos, there's no whatever, you know, not what you would expect it to be. And but
the funny thing is that the people that you met literally know you before you met them. They've seen you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just surprising because people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Rich PIANA," and I'm like, "Hey, I don't know," you know, like, you know, they know me as much as I know them, which, you know, is kind of, you know, odd for me because, you know, there's people I've been, you know, seeing around for, you know, 10, 20 years.
Sure.
You know, and I've been in the limelight for not too long, you know.
Yeah. But, that happened to me when I first met Lou Ferrigno. I was down at Gold's, or actually World Gym, and I ran into him and I said, "Oh my God, it's nice to meet you." And he says, "Oh, I've been following you in the magazines before I came out here." And I thought, that's really odd. And John Studd told me the same thing when he was wrestling WWF. And I said, you know, you're kind of ahead of yourself and you don't realize till you get there and people say, "Oh, I recognize you now." And now from doing this show, which is really odd. I mean, I know we've got over 8 million viewers now, and I was in Vegas when you were in Vegas. And I went to this Bill Jerome Burger thing. I was standing outside and some guy walks by and he stops, "Rick Drayson?" I said, "Yes." He says, "I'm from Scotland and I wanted to meet you. I'm a fan of Rick's Corner." I said, "Are you here for the expo and the Olympia?" "Nope." "Are you here for the World Gym?" "Nope. I am just on vacation with my girlfriend."
Yeah.
And that was out of nowhere, so random that he actually watched the show. But it happens like that.
Oh, all the time, you know. And for me, it's strange for me when, you know, like, for instance, you know, MMA. I have the utmost respect for, you know, these guys that get in there and, you know, fight in a cage. You know, to me, that's unbelievable. You know, I have the utmost respect, and it's something I've always wanted to do.
Right.
You know, I've always wanted to do that. And so when I've had guys come up to me that I idolize, you know, that are top MMA fighters, and they come up and they're like, "Oh my God, Rich PIANA, you know, I watch all," and I'm like, why? Like,
yeah, you know,
who am I? Like, you know, but I lift weights. You know, knock people out. You know, like,
I know, but it's a different. It's not like that. It's a different thing. It's like actors and directors and producers and writers and bodybuilders and weightlifters and MMA and wrestlers and boxers. We all have our own arena that we do our stuff in, and those people are fans of what you do as much as you're fans of what they do,
which is incredible.
And it's very flattering, because they're looking up to you for what you've done with yourself, and you're looking up to them for what they've done with themselves. And now, how old are you now? You don't want to even say?
I'm 43.
Okay, are you really?
Yeah, I'm starting to become proud to be 43.
There's nothing wrong with
people are thinking I'm in my 30s.
Yeah,
actually, the other day on Facebook, someone posted. They said, "What's going to happen when you're in your 40s?"
Oh my God!
You know, what do you think you're going to look like in your 40s doing what you're doing now? And it's like, I am in my 40s.
I know, because
and I'm looking pretty damn good.
That's right. I used to get that in high school. I said, oh, when you get old, you're going to turn to fat. And what age will that be? They said probably around 50. Well, I'm 69. I'll be 70 next July, and I'm still doing really well. I have a couple of injuries, and that's it. But the MMA stuff has always intrigued me. You know, I wrestled for 46 years. I beat up my body. I tore up my joints. And it went like this. Bang, done, gone, behind me.
Yeah.
And I can't go back and do that again. I would love to do what you're talking about as well, but that's for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But we all know that you can get in the ring with someone who's never been in the ring,
right.
and you know they would have an impossible time dealing with you, no matter how old you are.
Well, that's how women are with me. They have a possible time dealing with me.
So 69 and whatever, you still have it.
I still have it.
So,
but it's admirable because when you see these guys that fight and the training they have is phenomenal, and it's an all-day thing, and everything they do. It's a lot of respect for them. They work their butts off to do what they do. And consequently, so do you. And so you people write in and say, what's Rich taking for this and what's he doing for this? I've known you a long time, and all I've known from you is hard work. You've trained hard.
Yes.
Your diet is tight. You don't deviate. You do what you have to do. All right, you say, think big, and eat everything. Well, I don't think you eat as much as you say you do.
I exaggerate a little bit.
Yeah.
I exaggerate my points to get them across. But on a daily basis, every day, I deal with the person that says, "How do I gain weight? I can't gain weight."
Yeah.
And I say, "You got to eat more." And every time, no fail, they say, "I eat so much," and they didn't hear what I said. I said, "You have to eat more."
Right.
So all I expect for them to say is, okay, I'm going to do that.
Right.
That's what I want to hear back. I don't want to hear, well, you don't understand, I do eat a lot. Okay, well, you're complaining you're not gaining weight. So the obvious answer is you have to eat more. That's the obvious answer.
Right.
It's not, it's not fucking algebra. Excuse my language.
You're taking more than you burn up.
Yeah, it's an obvious answer. Rich, how do I gain weight? Eat more.
Eat more.
Like, Jesus Christ, and they'll sit there and want to have an argument. Well, you don't understand how much I eat. I eat, 5 times a day. This is what I eat for. And dude, I don't care what you eat. I don't care about your regimen.
Obviously, it's not enough.
Eat more.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that ends that then. No.
You know what popped in my head a minute ago? There was a wrestler that had a wrestling school, I believe in Sun Valley.
Yes.
And what he was known for is people would say to him, wrestling's fake. And he would pick, this is the truth. He would pick them up and slam them on their back. Constantly.
Yeah.
And he would look at him and say, so is wrestling fake? He was the kind of guy, no, wrestling's not fake. Come here. And he would slam people on their back. First thing you do is slam them.
Sure.
To let them know that, how fake is that? To get slammed on your back. It's not fake.
No.
And I can't remember his name. He was, you probably know who he is. You know what I'm talking about? I think it was Sun Valley. And I think he was real tall. He had big ears.
It wasn't Vern Langdon.
Ah, yeah, I think it was.
He passed away.
Oh, okay.
Somebody slammed him. No, but it's I've had that my whole life. Wrestling's fake, you don't get hurt. I've had so
But he would hurt him.
Yeah, he would hurt
just
him.
to prove.
There's people that will do
prove
that.
the point.
There's people that will do it. There's a couple of holes, like Gina Bell chokes people out. We all know he does that. He did that with Steven Seagal and some other people.
Very well.
Very well. And it doesn't take
Pissed
much.
himself, by the way.
Yes, he did.
I know someone that was on the set when it happened.
Yes, he did. And so, wrestling is it's a work, and it's a show to an extent, but it's hard work, and you do get hurt. And those holds are real. Everything you do in that ring is real if you want to apply pressure. So when people say it's fake and you don't really fall, well, what do you think's happening when you're going from here to there? You get hit with a chair, you get hit with a chair. I mean, it's what it is. So, it's just what it is. And it's the same thing with bodybuilding. You see people on stage, you think, I want to get big like that. What do I do? What do I take? You got to train hard, and you got to eat a lot of food. And you got to eat the right food.
Yes.
And you don't say, well, I've had people say, well, I can't eat like that. I can't get fast food because I work all day. You know what? You make allotments for it. You figure it out.
Yeah, if you use the word can't, get the hell away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as can. And the minute that word comes out of your mouth, you're going to fail. You are a failure, and anything you try to do, you're going to fail because you already have the mentality that you can't do it.
Okay, I have a line for you then. Success comes in cans and failure comes in can'ts. I like that.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do too. So let's talk about the Olympia for a minute. Jay Cutler, won last year?
No, Phil Heath.
Oh, did he run last year? But he's down to 6 now? They said he was too light.
Yeah, Jay's an awesome person. He's an awesome. What he has brought to bodybuilding is incredible.
Oh,
he's a great ambassador of the sport. And he has a great look. And, I saw pictures like 10 days out, and he looked amazing. He was full, he was hard, he was, so I think, the way with bodybuilding is, if you don't hit everything just right those last couple days, your body can just go and you can't bring it back.
I don't think people realize that those last few days are crucial.
Yeah, that's what I hate about the sport, honestly, because in any other sport, you can gather up whatever heart, whatever pride you have inside yourself, and you can go out there and you can win.
Right.
If you're wrestling, if you're a boxer, you could be a boxer and you're in a 12-round fight. You lost all 11 rounds. You've lost all 11 rounds. The guy grabs you and goes, look, you got to knock him out.
Right.
It's the only way you're going to win.
Right.
And you can go out there and knock him out and win.
Right.
Bodybuilding, you're set on stage. There is nothing you can do.
No.
You can't do anything to redeem yourself. And, as an athlete, as an ex-athlete, football, baseball, wrestling, I'm used to being able to go out there and just, do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah.
And having that heart is what makes a true athlete, a true champion, is having that heart to not give up. When you're in the ring and you're boxing, one of those guys gives up. The other guy doesn't. And that's what's going to separate the champion from the loser.
All they have to do is lose that thought mentally for a second, and it's over.
Bodybuilding, doesn't matter how much heart you have on stage. If your sodium's not right, your water balance isn't right, there's nothing you can do.
That's my point right there. Is dehydration or anything that plays into it, not enough carbs. And like years ago when Arnold and those guys used to train for a show, they'd go to the House of Pies. He'd go night before and carb up on all the pies and stuff.
Yeah.
You look great the next day. And I remember people go into a contest, and it's like you said, later on, a week later, they say, I should have competed today. I look so much better now.
Yeah,
They
always.
They start to eat again.
Always. It's always the case. I'm sure everyone out there who's ever competed will say that I have never looked my very best on stage. The day after, 2 days before,
Yeah.
I look my best. And it's a hard, it's hard because, your mind plays tricks on you. You start thinking different things the day before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up going off your strategy of your game plan, and a lot of times, even if you have a coach there, it's just, it's a hard sport, and the thing is the worst part about it, like I said, is you can't redeem yourself. There's
no way.
Yeah, once you pop that diuretic, you have no control over what's going to happen. And if you wake up the next morning and you're flat and you lost everything, you can start eating pizza, whatever. You're not going to gain it back. You're done. There's nothing you can do.
And especially when you're at the level of those guys, like Phil Heath and those guys. I mean, it's a fine line there. You might be just a little bit off, and they got a little bit of an edge, and the judges are like really pinpointing everything to a T. It has to be just exactly right in order to win that.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about people's opinion, so
Yeah,
it's completely, the opinion of these 10 people judging the show, and everyone has a different idea of what they think is the best, or the ideal physique.
That's
and
right.
What I think is the best is probably not the same as what you think is the best.
Right.
So me and you would have a difference of opinion possibly of, if we were judging this person.
And that can make or break the guy.
Yeah, and the thing is who's right, who's wrong? Am I right or are you right?
There is no right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong.
No.
So, that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah. So all in all, the event was good for you.
All in all, I thought the places in that show were the fairest places I've ever seen in any Olympia ever. And, we always talk about politics. We always talk about, that was bullshit. The crowd boos for 10 minutes, And honestly, in this show, I think it was the most honestly judged Olympia ever, which is never happens. I'm always the same person like everyone else talking shit the next day. This fucking bullshit, politics, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. This time I'm like, fuck, you know what? The judging to me was right on. Like I couldn't, second and third, I felt could have went either way. I honestly probably would have put Dennis Wolf in second, but again, it was very close, and it's just an opinion.
Yeah. Why?
It's not like there was any guy that got 12th that should have been second.
What would be your deciding factor there?
Well, Dennis Wolf appeared to be the largest on stage. I mean, he's tall. He's tall. He's got wide shoulders. His waist is tight. He just has that that 70s bodybuilder X-frame,
right.
Look to him.
Right.
And he just stood out in the lineup. He was shredded. He was hard. He had everything going for him. Kai, the thing is, he, in my opinion, his rear lat spread, he does wrong. And I'm not trying to say I'm an expert or saying I know more than him, but the way his back stance is and the way he does his back lat spread, I think hurts him enormously. He has the best back up there by far. His back demolishes everybody. His back double bicep, he crushes everyone. You know, he's like the Ronnie Coleman of this day and age. His back is now when he hits a lat spread, his back doesn't beat everybody. He's up there. It's one of the worst because of the way he hits the pose. If you look from his neck, it goes straight across. He has no trap, no delt. He's missing all that because of the way he hits the pose. And to me, that's a huge. If you're giving up, you know, those two poses, the back stance and the lat spread, that's a large percentage.
It's giving up a lot. You got to see everything plain.
And I don't know why nobody has corrected that. I don't understand. If you look at everyone else doing a back lat spread, you'll see the difference. You know, and it boggles my mind that someone of that caliber,
nobody's told him,
would make such a a mistake that could be detrimental.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, Dennis Wolf, I believe, should have been second, but it could have went either way. And if Kai had corrected that back thing, he probably would have been a clear-cut second, in my opinion. You know, it could have just been that little thing. You know,
maybe you need to tell him.
Who am I? I don't even compete, Rick.
No, but
I'm a nobody.
But you have an eye for it. Look at your body. You chisel it out. Well, thank you, Rich, because I wanted to get into the Olympia thing and talk about. We're going to do another show, and I want to close this out by saying that this is just. I wanted your opinion on it because I was there, but I didn't go to the Olympia.
I know, that's what I heard. I heard you were there, and I didn't see it. I'm like, that son of a bitch didn't come to my booth.
No, I got there on a Monday for the World Gym Convention, and I was there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And for me in Vegas, that's plenty long. I like my stuff in my house. I get used to my home body.
You had a good time though?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was fun. I had a really good time.
That's awesome.
And I ate large.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say that I went to O.
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil. Awesome, incredible show. And I went to Hash A Go Go, which is my favorite restaurant in the world. And every time I go to Vegas, I have to eat there.
What do they have?
It's like southern, greasy, crazy, fattening food. That's just like incredible. So those, Cirque du Soleil, Hash A Go Go, some bodybuilding, I'm good to go. I didn't hit any after parties. I didn't hit any pool parties. I never been to a pool party in my life.
No, they don't.
I've never done that. People are like, they don't understand. How could you not go to a pool party? The way you look, you get all this attention. It's like, well, I'm not really about going somewhere to get attention. I'm about having fun and.
You get enough attention anyway.
Walking around with my shirt off, doing ecstasy isn't my idea of having fun.
No, it's not fun. Well, thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. For you guys out there, I'll have Rich back again. I wanted to talk over those subjects a little bit, but I have another subject on our next show I want to talk about, so stay tuned. We'll be with you.
All right.
Thanks for watching Rick's Corner.
Racing.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.